Good day, folks. Today I'd like to consider spring cleaning of the accounting software package for businesses. Hi, I'm Laura Vandenherk, and I work with individuals and businesses from startups to 100 million. In developed countries, there are saturated markets and pressures to operate sustainably. For this consideration, I am referring to the databases that support a business's operation. So that is chart of accounts, customer, vendor, and inventory lists. I would recommend that this spring cleaning task be done by somebody like the CFO or the controller. They are usually people who know the software in and out. They know everything about it and all of the functions, and they usually have the roles and responsibilities assigned to them that they can delete or put things as inactive and make these changes. As well, they are usually the ones that know the company's operations and are most familiar with most of the functions of the business. And that is what you need when someone is making changes to your databases, is you want to have them that informed. So it's not just for, say, the new person that came in on temp. You would not want to do that. I would suggest that this task be performed on a off period where people are not using the program, just to prevent errors or downtime with the system. And take a copy. Please take a copy before and after. And you would start with your chart of accounts. That's where I would start anyway. And the chart of accounts is your balance sheet and your income statement. Print off a balance sheet and an income statement, look at it, and see what needs to be changed. Is there more spacing? Does something need to be renamed? Does something need to be relocated? And when you're happy with how things look in the income statement, I like to have things alphabetical, and sometimes I'll put things by order of volume. So in the revenue section, the highest volume to the lowest volume of revenue. It just depends what makes sense for your system using the accounting principles. And make sure that you make a master sheet for those who are using the general ledger, that they can see what they used to use in the chart of accounts and what the new numbers are if you have changed any. When you are working with your customers and your vendors, before you make any of these changes, go to the departments and the people using the computer system and asking them what needs to be changed. They usually have inefficiencies, there's duplicities everywhere, and they always have to choose, okay, is this the right one? Is that not the right one? And they actually have to go in the vendor to see that there is no history or activity, and then they know which one to pick. And then after a while, they know the number of the one that they need to pick, and they ignore the other one. So ask people, use them as a resource, what notes need to be made under customers or vendors, and that will get you started with things. And remember that these sections support the operations of the businesses. So if you're not using the notes section, think about using the notes section for vendors. If there's your production facility and you're making your own inventory to sell, and there is one specific customer that uses this inventory item, and you just sell, your accounting program works on dollars and not inventory items. There are some systems that do that. Then maybe you want to put a note in there. Vendors, if you have a piece of production equipment that only uses one vendor that you know of to service it, write that down in the vendor section, which piece of equipment that is, and start opening up and being creative in how you use your system to use it to its full benefit. And in your inventory section, I would work with the production people and the owner, seeing what inventory items have been obsolete or going to be obsolete. And for everything, I don't really like to delete unless you know you can delete. I like to make inactive just in case. And here's an example of just in case. If you have a customer and you haven't sold them in years, and that is because you have changed your inventory and what you produce, well, maybe down the line, 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, and you need to revive your production and you need to get more customers, your market share is going down, and you decide to revive this item. Well, if you've deleted that customer, you have deleted them in your database. I don't have to tell you, it's a lot easier to go in your own database and look at old customers to see what they used to buy than it is to go cold calling. So remember, your databases are your gifts. They're gold. They're what you've collected due to your business. They're your history. They could also be your future. So when you are ready to sign up for free time spots with me in office hours, visit my website at www.nakedacresfarmstead.ca. Go to the booking tab, choose Zoom or phone call, and remember, time spots with me are for free for 6 months of the year for years to come. Remember to like and share this video. Cheers, folks.